Hi everyone, welcome here to episode 14 of Behind the Counter, presented by Insane Games. We are live here in our Northway Plaza location in Queensbury, New York, and I think we're ready to go.
Cool.
Ready to do it?
The mic is off.
Ah,
Wow.
it's like we're professionals or something. Is it just click it? Solid red is off?
Solid red's on.
Solid red is on, okay.
Is it on now?
Okay, now it's on. I don't use this mic.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, for episode 14 of Behind the Counter, presented by Insane Games. We are live here from the Northway Plaza in Queensbury, New York. And maybe if we can get everything to work right now, we can get into our intro and move on.
People are saying they can't hear anything on Twitch.
This is why things just shouldn't be moved during the week when Dan has everything plugged in.
Kind of sounding like
We won't
Tom
say
now.
we won't say any names.
I
That
already
always
mentioned who it was in the chat, so...
that always needs to be rearranged. All right, now try it. Can we hear us now? Is that muted or blinking or on?
Okay. Solid red is mute or on?
Solid red is on.
Solid red is on.
All right, now try it.
Yep, that was it. That was it.
Oh!
Okay. Solid red is mute.
All right, now try it. You ready?
There
Okay.
we go.
Okay.
Starting over.
Give me a second to just grab a time code over here. We're starting at about 3:45.
Oh, baby.
Are we ready?
Yeah.
Starting over, take 25. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 14 of Behind the Counter, presented by Insane Games. We are live here from the Insane Games in the Northway Plaza in Queensbury, New York, and Tyler's down in the much warmer Tampa, Florida. Dave is out today, so Bodo's going to fill in for him. We got to talk a little bit about season 4 of Fortnite that came out this week. We also got a St. Jude Play Live update from Boder. We got a little talk of Wilton, what's been going on around here for the past week, and we have a big giveaway to do at the end of the episode. So if we can get rolling through this again, I think we're ready to go. Let's go. And we're back, episode 14, Behind the Counter. Make sure throughout the episode you subscribe to us on Facebook at Insane Games NY and Insane Games FL, Twitch on Insane Video Games, Twitter at pod_BTC, Instagram at Behind the Counter Pod, and make sure you watch our full episodes that go on YouTube tomorrow at Behind the Counter. And... No, I'm not going to promote the Twitch. Even though the drawing will take place in a few minutes when I hit it, technically you could probably still get in if you follow us on Twitch.
Technically ended
That
May
would be
1st,
shameful,
but I mean,
though.
yeah, shame.
When I hit the random thing, it's going to pick a name.
But that's not first. I think we're stop.
That's last. That's later. So you probably have about an hour or a little under.
Like
Don't tell them, Dan.
like a news
gotta watch
program.
the
Stay
episode to
tuned.
get it.
Coming up soon.
Oh, no, they got to watch the whole episode. You never know when it's going to happen.
I'll be back in an hour.
Oh, we
Watch
could get
these
through
freaks
it
later.
quicker and we're done.
Yeah.
True.
Dan's hungry.
Also true.
So we'll start out with a little Fortnite. I know I haven't put any of it yet, but I think all three of you have throughout the week. I know I've been watching some people online playing it. We won't mention their names.
Some people.
I switched out. I was watching
One
Dr.
person.
Lupo. I was watching
Okay,
Dr.
okay.
Lupo this week.
That's like a small subsidiary of Ninja, like a little leech, like with a shark, and they have their little parasite attached.
I'm sorry.
Have a little lampreys going along.
I'm sorry. I've been watching Ninja.
You know
No,
what?
just kidding.
If any variety is good, we'll start off with that. Baby steps.
I actually do like Dr. Lupo. He's
No problem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's down to earth. He's cool.
I like him.
Yeah.
He had some random. He was doing randoms on Saturday, where he was doing duos and random people would come in.
Okay.
And so when people saw him, they're like, and this one kid, the one I really watch, is one kid comes in and goes, "Is this real? Is this for real?" And the guy goes, "Yeah, what's up, man? How's it going? Is this really Dr. Lupo?" He goes, "Yeah, it's me. Let's go. Where you want to land?" And then not only did they land, the kid saved Dr. Lupo and got 16 kills to Dr. Lupo's 6.
Oh my god.
And his chat was making fun of him, calling him "this kid's carrying him, this kid's carrying him." And then he goes at the beginning of the game, he goes, "Oh yeah, I killed Ninja once." And Lupo's like, Oh, okay. He didn't really believe it. And then he goes, oh, by the way, at the end of the game, I just sent you the link to when I destroyed Ninja 1v1 at the end for the win. And they went back and they played it, and he beat Ninja 1v1, shot him right down with the shotgun. And the guy goes, send me an invite. We'll play later this week, buddy. And then
Nice.
and
That's awesome.
And then he went on to his next
That's how
one.
that kid became famous.
The kid was very good. Very
Yeah.
good. Saved
That's
Dr.
always cool
Lupo
to
like
see,
twice
yeah.
and got 16 kills. Not bad.
That is pretty cool.
But other than me watching, I haven't played any of it.
Yeah.
So let's turn it over to you three to.
I've played a bit of Season 4. I did a longer stream, Season 3, actually the last day of Season 3 that we've got up behind us right here. I haven't streamed in Season 4, but just kind of getting my footing. Some of the big changes are, number one, the map is hugely different. Dusty Depot is now Dusty Divot. Huge crater, half of the warehouse is gone. And scattered around the map is like smaller craters where, you know, the scene from the first Thor movie where there's just like all the tents set up and this kind of, you know, through the crater where the hammer is. That
The
kind of scene set up.
research-based kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, all this kind of like ultra government search, have dome, whatever
Yeah.
stuff all set up. It's really cool to see on the map.
Yeah, I've been playing a good amount this season. I actually just
Mike.
yeah, yep. I play with my brother and his boys, Zach. Play with Dan's brother Tom, who we actually discovered that the dream team goes farther than beer pong. It actually goes to duos in Fortnite.
Oh,
Me and
snap.
Tom are the greatest duo pair there is.
Jump over to PS4 and we'll test that out.
You'd probably just crush a bunch of people that can't play on PS4.
Actually, you'd be surprised how good they are on PS4.
Low level
Okay.
intelligence on the PS4.
Oh, okay. You know, everybody says that, but I mean, I feel like it's the exact same. I played on both, and they're the exact same.
I heard they're worse than mobile players, so
Meanwhile, I'm sitting over here playing on PC.
that's true as well. But you been playing it all?
I've been playing Fortnite a lot. I'm at level 30 already.
Nice.
Tier 21. I would say it's really cool. They've added a bunch of cameras to the whole entire map, basically because what they're doing is like this movie type thing.
Right.
They also added a villain mansion over by Lonely Lodge, and then they also have this giant rocket over by Snobby Shores. They added a bunch of new hidden places. They have a dinosaur print. I forget where it is, but they have a dinosaur print that crashed through what is it, like a giant building.
There's
But
a
it's
ton
really-
of little changes all over. I really like it.
Yeah, there's
Fun to
very
explore.
minor changes, and also in the craters they have these little hop rocks that if you take them, you can jump like 20 feet in the air, which is a real pain in the butt to shoot someone down when they're jumping up that high. But it's really nice
a
when
really
you're trying
easy
to,
way to get nice high ground when you can jump 3 or 4 times
exactly.
higher.
So it's really nice when you're trying to get out of the storm and you just take one. It brings you there a
Ooh.
lot faster.
I
But
didn't think
I
about
think
that utility.
they've done.
That's good.
Yeah, I think they've done a really good job with this season. The matchmaking, I've noticed, is like 10 times faster. You can get into a game pretty fast compared to last season where it's, you know, you waited a little while. But I think they added like a new network to the Fortnite system where the matchmaking's a lot faster. But all in all, it's been really fun. I'm excited for week 2 challenges. So
Can we have a moment of silence for what is probably the biggest change? Is that they put the crossbow in the vault. Rest in peace.
Oh man, I didn't even notice
in
that.
peace,
That's
crossbow.
crazy.
it deserved it. It deserved it.
Yeah, I
It
guess
was garbage.
Crossbow
I
was
want
the
to see it
stupidest-
come back with better utility, but it was garbage.
They should make it into a dynamite bow or something.
Oh, there we go. Something that can
Hey,
actually
it's made by
damage
Epic.
structure.
Torque bow.
Yeah.
Did anyone win?
I actually won today. I've won about 4 times this season so far.
Nice.
That's a lie. I'll have to see the
No
numbers.
solos, just duos and squads.
I'll have to see those numbers.
Yeah.
Has anyone got a solo
Hop
one yet?
hop on my PSN and you'll see.
I haven't gotten one. I got 2 second places in a row. But
Yikes.
the dream
Yeah.
team got a win in duos the other night.
No solo wins.
I actually finished
Got a
second
couple
3
squads.
times in solos.
Have you gotten a
the other
solo
day.
win?
I haven't played, so I
Hey,
haven't.
So that's a no.
hey, check this out. My Snapchat. Bam. Wait, hold on.
Oh,
Gotta click
oh.
it.
I want to see any nudes. It's
Victory.
too blurry. Can't see it. What?
4 kills, put the team on my back, clutch the Vic with the gold scar.
Wow.
My only win that I've had in Fortnite was a squad win, and I got only 1 kill, but it was the game-winning kill, so I'll take it.
Hey, you gotta take your kills somehow. I remember my first ever win, I had 0 kills, and then my second win, I had 0 kills as well. So
Yeah.
I mean,
That's carried.
I was the pack mule. I was reviving
Hey,
people.
yeah.
I was making sure they had bullets, they had mats.
You were
they
playing
had-
support, it's fine.
Yeah, I was learning the ropes,
Yeah,
but now.
No,
Catch me
I'm the
outside.
master.
So every season, what, lasts 2 months, give or take?
10
I
weeks.
think it's like 3.
It's 10 weeks, so 2.5 months.
Yeah.
And I think it's a unique way of doing it.
Yeah,
I
I think
like it.
because they kind of revise the game, they're keeping you. I'll be honest with you. I think the game has been absolutely smart with every single concept of it so far. The way, the monetary value of it, the concept of the game, how it's refreshing itself, how it's retaining its players and customers and so on, how it's bringing in extra income that basically now surpassed what it would be if you actually bought the game, $59.99 or cheaper. And now season 4, I based off of what I've seen, the maps look all refreshed and you know, all new areas to attack. And
Yeah, I
So,
think in the
how
past...
much did Fortnite make last year?
I don't know
Or
what they
last
made
season,
last
last season,
week,
my bad.
or last year, but in the month of April they did $203 million.
That's insane.
So
And then
people
that-
like EA Games, people like who else? Blizzard. People like who else? Who makes Blizzard? Why can't I think of them?
Activision.
Activision,
But
yeah.
EA, Activision, Ubisoft.
They all can learn a valuable lesson right here. Is that
Yes, but then for people that like single-player games, like yours truly, it's everyone chases the multiplayer dollar and the games
yeah,
as
yeah,
service
yeah.
dollar, and single-player games keep getting shafted, which...
but it's a
It's a
unique
trend that
way
we're
though.
seeing,
You know,
yeah.
like maybe Star Wars Battlefront, who wanted you to pay for everything when it came out, maybe should have been $19.99.
Yeah, it's...
But if there's $70 worth of stuff they want you to buy.
And Fortnite does microtransactions right because you know exactly what you're getting. It's not the loot box thing. It's that, hey, I'm going to drop 800 V-Bucks on this outfit. I'm going to drop 1,200 on this glider.
Yeah,
you know
no
exactly
gambling.
what you're getting.
Yeah.
And that's a really smart way to do it. Thing that I'd probably drop the most in microtransactions prior to Fortnite, and probably still surpassing it, is League of Legends. Same thing. You know exactly what you're getting. They do the seasonal thing too. So when they come out with a new season, they refresh the map. They change a lot of the champions. Making these big changes so that it's unrecognizable compared to what it was when it came out. And I think we're seeing the same thing with Fortnite.
Right. No, I think, and I think it'll be an interesting season 5, and I think probably in the winter they'll do at some point a whole new map will come out.
Boner, you got a shout out from someone on the Twitch stream.
Cool.
Galagros says, Boder, you're my guy. God, League. Got into Fortnite does do microtransactions right.
That's my brother.
Nice.
My brother. So does that make Boder your half brother now? Because Galagros said you're my guy?
I was gonna bring him up. He spent a lot of money on all the skins and things in League.
Yeah.
But
But
he
again,
loves it.
knowing exactly what you're getting, I'm a lot more likely to spend money
Say he's
on
played
it.
it for years, so definitely got his money's
Yeah.
worth.
Yeah, I would say that's definitely a nice way. I see a lot of people saying, oh, I like this dance, or oh, I like this glider, I like this pickaxe, I want to just get that. And then they spend money, and that's how... I was playing with a kid today that I met through a friend, and he said, yeah, I've spent $500 since Fortnite came out. I'm like, what? Like, he's like, I love this game. But I could also see the same thing for League of Legends, too. People... they'll spend that much money. I mean, if you know what you're getting, they keep refreshing the dance moves or something like that, they're going to keep getting more money.
If I spend like $25 to get a battle pass and then have like $15 left over for the rest of the season, $25 a season is for me fine. For 10 weeks, that's good value to me.
And then you get enough V-Bucks where you can just off of the leftover V-Bucks get the battle pass for the next season, which is nice.
If you don't blow it all on outfits, like whoopsie.
True, yeah.
I like the content they're doing for you to buy. I mean, there's a lot of different,
the dances and
the
all
dances,
that.
the skins.
They
and all
do
the
drive
other-
the prices up a little high though.
Oh, and people are
$20 for
buying.
a skin.
Yeah, some of them
If
are
someone
up
really
there.
wants it, they're gonna get it.
That's the thing. Like some of them are like $5.
Buy a
whatever, some
real
of them are
life
up there.
T-shirt for that.
Dan, you were mentioning the idea of bringing in new maps, and that's something that PUBG is.
I don't think they'll bring in multiple maps. I think they'll destroy the ones they have now and make a whole new one. I don't
just
think they're
completely
gonna
wipe
keep.
the island?
I don't think they'll ever have two maps at one time. I think they'll take the one when it's done, destroy it, and build a whole brand. So now the game is pretty much all different.
I think if they do that, if you wipe the whole map and totally replace it, you're going to lose a lot of people. I think.
Yeah,
I think doing it this section by section, completely wiping out Dusty Depot and replacing it with something else. They added risky reels as well.
Yeah, but at the same time, when are you going to get sick of that?
And that's. And
I mean, you mean to
they've
tell
done
me
a
in
really good
November?
job. They've done a really good job responding to people, and if the majority of players are saying I'm sick of this entire map, then they'll swap it. But I don't think we're going to see that.
I just don't think that November is going to roll around and people are going to be still. They want a whole new map, means a whole new year of playing with all new. I mean, I got to imagine it's gonna. It could be maybe changing the map tonight, maybe having a winter version of it, maybe having. I mean, there's a lot of different things that they could do to it.
Mm-hmm.
I do want the winter version. Most true
Yeah, I think
battles
that'd be
take
cool.
place in the snow.
Winter
so.
is coming.
Or has some kind of weather
They
catastrophe,
said
and all of a
it's,
sudden it's
You mean aside from the storm?
You mean aside from the meteor that came?
True.
And one thing that could happen is that, and I think you wanted to talk about this a little bit, but the idea of if they don't keep it refreshed, are people going to go to other Battle Royale games? And what do we want to see out of Battle Royale games in general going forward? I would love to see, in addition to Fortnite, like I really like Fortnite, but I'd love to see even more games jumping on this, and not just straight up first-person shooters. Take like a licensed game, take Hunger Games, and actually have it. Everyone starts off all around a circle, doing the cornucopia thing from the movie. Either jump in and get supplies, but risk immediate death, or run away. I think that could be fun. Doing like Twisted Metal, where it's car combat, but you have 100 people in their deathmatch closing in area. There's a lot of ways the Battle Royale can translate to
Or
other
like I
genres.
said a couple weeks back with Grand Theft Auto, that
Yeah.
would be sick.
Yeah, I'd love
I
to
don't
see
think
that.
any of the battle royales in any other game they're going to make it. I don't think Call of Duty.
Might as well try it.
I don't think Call of
It's pretty
Duty
big.
will do anything.
I don't know if Call of Duty's going to innovate enough to
People
pull
are
people
just going to
away.
be annoyed by that.
Yeah,
the
I
fact
don't-
that they're trying it.
What any Battle Royale game has to do is to innovate in such a way that's going to pull people away from others. Fortnite innovated with its building stuff to pull people away from PUBG, and others have to do something to pull people away from Fortnite, whether it's a completely different gameplay. Call of Duty isn't going to be that innovator.
Actually, I just switched to Builder Pro controls. So much smoother building
Me as
stuff
well.
now.
Me as well. Very
I
good.
love it. It's so
Recommend
much.
it to
I switched
everybody.
it like 2 days ago.
No.
Nice.
Can't go back. It makes it a lot faster to build, which is nice because you watch these guys on PC and they're building like 8 buildings in like a minute, and you go on console and it's like impossible to build just a fort in like a minute. But they changed it up where they just made the R1, L1, R2, L2 the little ramps, whatever.
Okay.
So it makes it a lot faster to build, which
Yeah,
is
it
really
makes
nice.
it a lot
makes
like-
the game a lot quicker.
The PC style building, basically, where you could just do it and look and not have to go through like the menu of switching
Exactly,
between it.
yeah.
Oh, so would you grade it a success so far?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say
Season 4?
Season 4 is off to a really good start. They've made a few changes. It's not a huge overhaul, but it's enough to keep people interested. The lead up to it with the meteor coming down was interesting. I'd say, yeah, it's doing really well.
Do you expect more, or did you get more, or expect less? What do you feel? Did you get more than what you thought was coming?
I got a bit more than what I thought was coming. I just thought it'd be like, oh, cool, they're going to, destroy that area, and that's it. And they've added stuff around the map. They've added some new areas. There's this superhero/movie theme that's kind of pervading the map and some of the skins that we're going to see. And there's 2 new sets of challenges in addition to the weekly challenges, too. So,
Did you see the last character that you unlock? Omega?
yeah.
Pretty hot fire.
I do like that
Just
one.
like Black Panther.
Is he made of vibranium?
He might be, honestly. He has like the Black Panther outfit, but it's like orange.
Yeah,
Like-
like when
I
you
don't know,
start
it's-
off with the battle pass, you get like a superhero skin, and the level 100, tier 100 is a supervillain skin. So like that's a theme that they're
Okay.
playing up. And I got more than I would have expected, and I'm enjoying it so far. I look forward to seeing how it keeps going over the coming weeks.
Are you getting better, Boater? Because I remember when you first started, you were like, "Oh man, this game's pretty tough."
I've gotten to number 2 a few times. Haven't pulled out a solo win, but yeah, I'm getting better. I would say that if on that scale of 1 to 10, I'd say I'm a 5 or 6.
That's pretty good.
So it's I can't compete with the fast building on PC, and that's
Yeah,
it.
Yep.
it's tough. It's really tough on PC, the building. like you watch guys like Myth or any of those guys, and they're just building like a crazy amount. And I think that's why I would never switch to PC and play Fortnite, is because of how fast those guys build.
Boulder's right there playing. I know.
Yeah,
TV.
puts you at a disadvantage, but yeah, I put me up on the TV there from this past Monday. But it's hard to compete with the building, but I just try to do what I can with, actual terrain and weapons.
Yeah.
So yeah,
True.
All right, Mike, you think it's off to a good start?
Yeah, I do. I like it a lot. They made any area that was like unviable to land, they made it viable now. So it's a lot more spread out. Not everyone going just to Tilted.
Yeah, you don't just drop in
Yeah.
Tilted. It's split between Tilted and Dusty and a few other places too,
Yep.
at least while it's still new in the season.
But yeah, I'll keep playing it as long as they keep coming out with fresh, free content like that. I mean, that's all you can ask, basically, from a game.
But I don't know if none of you have a win. Are we really that good at it?
I only play with my boys, and I got plenty of
I had a
duos
win
and
today.
squads wins.
Solo win.
Dan, you get a solo win, and then let's talk.
I didn't say I had one, and nor have I once said I'm good at the
I
game.
victory today for my squad. That's good enough. I mean, geez.
I think you get to second place. Congratulations, you're in the top 2% of that game.
There's
I'd
nothing
say that's
worse.
good. It's not
There's
great.
nothing
it's
worse
still
than
good.
finishing second in Fortnite. I swear to God. I was
the
so
worst.
mad the other day. I finished third or second 3 times in solos. I was so mad.
Yeah, I mostly just play it to play with my friends, Fortnite.
Yeah.
Like, I play maybe 1 or 2 solo games here or there, but yeah, when we get online all together, we can rock out like way more than that in duos or solos.
I think it's better to play with people just because like it's more strategy. Where solos, I just don't find it appealing. Honestly.
It's a different strategy. I would say like solos
Yeah.
are still strategy, but it's a lot more, especially if you're going for getting to second. After that first scramble is knowing how to stealthily move around, hide in a
Right.
spot.
Like I
wait for
like
them to go
playing
by.
with people because everybody has a different strategy and everybody has a different technique to the game. So you get a different squad together. That you have one guy that's attacking, one guy that can always heal, or one guy. It's kind of like Overwatch a little bit in that sense.
Yeah, you have your attack. You got someone on support. Yeah.
So I wonder if
comp.
there'll ever be a belt over there for Fortnite.
We've been discussing it.
Who? Are you part of the recreation committee?
Yeah, you are not,
I'm the chairman of the recreation committee.
but you hold no
And
belts.
I believe there have been no discussions on a Fortnite
You were
belt being
removed
created.
when you're not holding the belts. It's the League of Champions are discussing a Fortnite.
There is no League of Champions.
What is it? Me and Tom only on those?
For
Oh,
what?
Tyler's on there now.
For what?
For what am I? The fighting one, obviously, and Call of
The
Duty.
sports
So-
one.
Has he ever been?
Right?
I don't think he's ever been the sports champion.
I think Tom Thompson might
I've
have
been
even
the horse
come in as-
champion. Back when there was horse.
I think that was Tom Thompson 2.0.
So I guess the word around the table is that season 4 is a hit.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll have to try to give it a try at some point. But okay, let's take a quick break. We're going to come back and talk a little St. Jude Play Live. And then we'll move on to a couple other topics and close it out. So we'll be right back. Episode 14. And we're back to episode 14 of Behind the Counter, presented by Insane Games. If you don't know yet, we opened a second location in the Wilton Mall in Saratoga Springs in upstate New York. So make sure you check us out there if you're in the area. It's been a busy week there, and we'll talk a little bit more about that later. Boder's been pretty busy all week with Dave for the St. Jude Play Live campaign that's been going on for the whole month of May that helps support all forms of cancer or just
St. Jude
research?
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital does all forms of like childhood cancer as well as other diseases. Yeah, they're most well known for cancer research, but they do others as well.
So how's it been going so far? I heard you guys had a pretty good night here the other night.
Yeah,
You guys hit half your goal already?
yeah, we got to. We're actually up to 325 out of our $600 goal. We hit 300 on the weekend Wednesday on Dave's channel, twitch.tv/DAM314. And then I raised another 25 a couple days ago on mine, twitch.tv/Boderbug. So it's been slower It's starting to go into the second week rather than the first weekend, but it's kind of like any funding campaign, like a Kickstarter or something like that, that there's the immediate interest and then there's the tail end as well.
Right.
So trying to keep the momentum going and hoping that we can hit that 600 again that we hit last year and then go from there.
Good.
I'm always baffled by how many people come here after hours and not when
That was
we're
a pretty hard tug. He tried to rip off the door.
and when we're
I don't know,
actually
it sounded
open.
like that.
Yeah.
Well, it does look pretty lit up in here.
What?
Oh yeah, we never turned off the other lights.
So what games do you have on the slate to start playing this week?
This week, I mentioned last week that I was playing Nier Automata, which is a single-player game.
What?
And it's a messed up kind of game that you play as one character, and the game ends, and you're like, oh, was that it? Oh, it says that you can play through again, and there's extra stuff in New Game Plus. And you start to play through the second time, and you're playing as the sidekick through the entire second playthrough. So that's what I'm working on right now. And I guess each time that you play it, it unfolds more and more of the story. So I'm excited to keep doing that. I did a City Skylines stream a couple days ago, which is kind of like a SimCity kind of thing. And anyone that donated could chuck natural disasters at the city. So from donors, I got a thunderstorm and a tornado, and then I still had randoms on, so I got hit by like 5 tsunamis and a meteor strike. So
There you go.
anything like that, trying to get people to donate. And then I am open to people suggesting games as well. I've played Fortnite a couple times. This is a Fortnite stream from Play Alive where I got $30 from someone when I got up to a top 4 finish. So yeah, just piece by piece like that, streaming different stuff throughout the week.
Well, that's good. You guys have been, this is your second year doing it, or your third?
This is my third year doing it. Dave joined me for the first time last year, so it's his second year. We were playing Hitman here last Wednesday, which was pretty funny.
Yep, I like that.
Because Dave does the sneaking around thing until the moment that he's caught, and then he's like, all right, guns are out, off we go. Meanwhile, Mike says, you know what, I'm going to get caught, so let's not even pretend. He's the first thing he does is like, this looks like a nice shotgun. Here we go!
Yeah,
It was
right
enlightening
off to the races.
see the off to the races. Yeah,
Classic Mike.
yeah. It was enlightening to see the difference in play style for a stealth game.
You know,
It
I
would
will,
be nice if Mike was more stealthy in Far Cry 5 instead of shooting civilians.
It's like GTA, you gotta be done sometimes.
You have to assert your dominance in the game.
I will say, you know, we make fun of Boder a little bit about some of the games he plays, and that's good. But he actually plays some that people know and that I know of. Dave, I'm starting to think, plays some of the worst games out there. Between Godzilla, Gundam, the 2 games last week.
That game's probably the worst game I've ever seen in my life.
The 2 other games last week that I didn't even know what they were. Dave just plays some of the weirdest games I think I've ever seen. And, you know, like, on Saturday I came in and he had Gundam on the TV, and some guy comes up and he goes, oh, Gundam, and I started going, oh, that's a stupid game, blah, 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 but, you know, I say, no, I don't get it, I didn't say stupid, so I don't get it, I'm pretty much bashing it, and at the end he goes, oh, I actually kind of like Gundam, I'm like, oh, okay, awkward.
Let me pull my foot back out of my mouth.
And then another guy wanted to buy it, and I said, no, I can't. As much as I want to sell it so I never have to see it again, I can't do that. They would be, oh, come on.
Can you find me another copy?
That's the type of game you probably can't go find anywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, you probably can't walk into GameStop and they have it there. I mean, maybe they do, but you probably can't walk into Walmart, Target, Best Buy, and it's there. I'm like, no, I'm not going to deal with that. So, no, it's not for sale.
It's funny what games like find an audience, or whether it's just people that like it and are asking about it, you know, coming in store and asking about it, or like when you're streaming and you're like, oh yeah, I'm going to play this Korean MMO called Dragon Nest, and then I get like 20 people coming on being like, oh man, which server are you playing on? Have you hit the level cap yet? Or, like, this was last year or something, but I was like, holy crap, this game is nothing. This game is kind of awful objectively right now, and everyone's interested in it.
So, is Gundam the game the same as Gundam the figures?
Yeah, it's like the same overall, you know, starting
sure
from
if
one anime. And
So, can someone give me a
They're
definition
robots.
of
They're
Gundam? Is it like is it an actual, like, game, or is it like
are
the
you
word for,
intentionally
like...
asking this while the nerd
Let me
is
ask
not
you a question.
here?
Is
It's like
Gundam...
fake Transformers.
Is Gundam the word that you would use for pop figures, like pop? You get what I'm saying? Like when you say pop figures,
You're
pop.
talking about generic.
I'm talking like
specific?
is Gundam an
Galago
actual?
says Gundam has a huge
Gundam is a
following for
brand.
the anime.
Like,
It's
so
almost
Gundam-
Dragon Ball Z
okay.
famous.
Yeah, Gundam is a brand. It's a specific, anime, manga, whatever. That's a huge series that is by far the biggest one. Of hey, we're gonna have humanoid robots fighting.
Right.
It's the biggest one. It's not the only one. Others aren't.
So
properly
it's a fake
Gundam.
Transformers.
Sure. They don't transform. There's no transforming involved. They're just,
They're people that get inside the robots. They don't transform.
When did Gundam come out?
Isn't that
God, the
Transformers?
original-
You get inside?
The Transformers are like their own living entities. They're like,
No, they're not.
It's kind of like
Yeah,
the
they are.
Power Rangers.
Optimus
when they
Prime-
unite.
Optimus Prime is a
They one
robot
big
that
thing.
transforms into a truck. There is no human that need be involved in.
So, when did Gundam come
You
out?
asked. Gundam goes back to like at least the 70s.
Oh my God.
What's that one where cartoon where the lions, they get the rings and
Voltron.
oh god, yeah.
Voltron, yeah.
It's
Is there a big Voltron?
it's the same vintage, yeah. Yeah, it originally came out around the same time as the first Voltron series, which actually that would have been 80s, but yeah.
I'm still not sure we have a clear definition of Gundam.
Nerd.
A giant humanoid robot piloted by a human.
So how do they form? Are they just already pre-made?
Yeah, they
They're-
get made
they're
in a
Power
factory, I'm
Rangers.
pretty sure.
It's like instead it's not formed from other pieces. It doesn't transform out of anything
So-
else. It's, instead of having a fighter jet, you have a mecha that is shaped like a
so,
person.
so where do these in the storyline base of Gundam? Where are these
I
Gundams?
have no idea. I have no
Where
idea.
are they?
They just
Well,
get mass produced.
Like,
for that.
let's say right now we're in a Gundam storyline right now. Where would the Gundams be? Are they like just walking around somewhere?
That's
or-
their tool of war. It's like
They don't.
Yeah.
They don't. They
It's
don't
like
build
tanks,
in
basically.
their own thing.
They'd be down at the army
Mass-produced.
base kind of thing, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They're underground in Japan on the island. Hence why there's tsunamis when they come out to go
What are you
fight.
talking about?
They create giant waves and
what?
I don't know if this is more or less hilarious because you're asking this while the person who would be most likely to know
Why
about
do you
it
think
is
I'm
clearly not
asking these
here.
questions now? so I don't have to get a 45-minute explanation from Dave on exactly what Gundam is.
What would work really well for streaming is to sit Dave down, strap him into a chair, and force him to watch this conversation. He would
actually that would be pretty
cry.
funny.
He would cry.
No, that's not
what it is at all.
I mean, I guess I just don't
They would be
understand.
having a stroke right now. Half
Like
his face
instead
would
of
be like,
fighter
"Oh."
pilots flying F-22s and stuff like that, it's you have Gundam
Yeah.
pilots flying the mecha.
But what's the point?
Because
who
I don't know.
came up with this stupid idea?
It's like the same
Because
concept
giant
as Metal
robots are
Gear.
awesome.
Same concept as
How
Metal
about
about
Gear,
as far as
Dan.
it
creator of
goes?
Gundam.
A bipedal moving.
I don't
tank.
consider anything of Metal Gear after Metal Gear Solid.
Good Metal.
Yeah.
Metal Gear
Yeah,
Solid, the
good.
first game,
Tomino.
it was great, and then
The
it just
robot
got,
was in Metal Gear
it
Solid
just got
1.
freaky at the end, and it,
Piloted by Liquid Snake.
Yoshiyumo Tomino.
Stop.
Or Yoshiyuki Tomino. That's who created it. So
Gundam
Yoshi created it.
with a name like that, I'm not surprised.
Yoshiyuki Tomino. That's such a fun name to say.
It is kind of.
Yoshiyuki Tadino.
I guess I just don't understand how people follow that.
I don't. I mean, like I never got into it. I don't know how it's as huge as it is. I know, like, there's some stores in the area, like some places that sell like some video games as well as figures and
Don't
stuff.
say it.
I'm not gonna. But you know the place that
Or he'll
like
be
they
kicked off
sell.
this set quicker than he can.
but like they sell figures and it's like, oh hey, this is cool. Are they from a bunch of different anime? No, only from the 15 million series of Gundam. I don't know how it's as huge as it is, but it is huge. Like it's.
It's Dragon Ball Z famous, as Gallagher says.
I'm sorry. Is there a Dragon Ball Z statue in Japan somewhere? Because there's a Gundam statue in Japan.
Oh my god.
So you're saying that Gundam's more famous than Dragon Ball Z?
As far as Japan is concerned, yes.
This maybe not
What
in
about here in
America.
the States?
Not
Here
in
in the
America.
States, no, not
Probably
as big.
This is America.
No, not as big. But I mean, it's that level of popularity overseas. Yeah.
Wow. Absolutely. I wonder what would happen if
Imagine they put up a giant Goku statue in Japan. That'd be great.
It'd be a mecca. Everyone would have to go see it and charge
I
up.
wonder what,
Mecha, like a pun.
I wonder what would happen if I walked into a store that specializes in Gundam with a bunch of people walking around. I just opened one up and just dropped it on the ground.
Wouldn't it be the same as any other store?
Or you recreated
Here
the
lies
scene
Dan.
from,
We knew him well.
that movie where they are beating up the printer in the field? You just take out the Gundam and you throw it in a field and you start beating it up with baseball bats.
We
I'd
might
get the
have to
clicks.
soon.
Twitch, name that movie? What's that movie?
Maybe we'll have a smashing
I know that
contest.
movie.
Office
Should I tell
Space.
you? Yes, thank you.
It's Office Space? There we go. Okay.
Maybe we'll have a contest so we can see who can smash the most Gundams.
If I get a Gundam character, it's going straight into the ocean.
Dave would be
Office
like,
Skyway.
Back where you belong.
I'll get fined, I don't care. It's worth it just to see Dave have a minor stroke. Not the Gundam character!
You gotta snap its legs off first.
natural born gamers did call Office Space. So
Yeah.
there you
Yeah.
go. Pacific Rim.
No blame on the 30
There's some robots in
Yeah,
there.
Pac Rim would be like an Americanized idea of like take Gundam, rebuild it from the ground up from an American film perspective. That's Pacific Rim.
Pac
yeah.
Rim, what's that?
Pacific Rim.
But what's that?
Have,
Oh
have you,
my
have
God,
you
here
seen
we
the
go.
Pacific Rim movie? Either of them?
Nope. Let's assume I haven't.
Then
Pacific
everything I
Rim
said about
Uprising?
Gundam, it's people piloting giant humanoid robots to fight
Transformers.
aliens. Oh my god. Bigger.
So Voltron. Do all these
Bigger.
things just copy each other?
I
feel
don't.
like
I
they
don't watch
just all-
Voltron either. Isn't that the cartoon that's on Saturday mornings?
Wow.
Voltron.
How do you know that, first of all?
Because I'm
What's the one with the lion?
maybe I'm thinking
What's
of
that
Jimmy
one?
Neutron.
There's quite a train wreck, and I kind of love
the
it.
difference.
Voltron, Jimmy Neutron. They're kind of the same.
Oh my god.
I think I've seen commercials for Voltron on the commercial for.
What
Yeah,
are
maybe
they?
in
What did they
1980.
look like?
The current run of Voltron is airing on Netflix right now.
How do you know
okay.
that?
Because it's actually quite good.
Because
So
he
he's
likes
gonna watch his
Ultron.
Pokemon. Come on.
Boater, I said you're better than Dave, so let's not try to turn that around.
Okay.
I said your games are a little bit more normal.
Ish.
I might have to start going.
That guy, he played a Korean RPG. Like, who does that?
What's a Korean RPG? Like, why can't we just have RPGs? Does it have to be Korean? Does it have to be Japan?
Other
Well,
countries.
it's where it's made, Dan.
Only America can
like-
have RPGs.
Can we just have food? No Chinese food, no nothing. Just no Mexican food, just food.
Actually, a great business concept, because I always see it down here. I see restaurants called China, so I said, why don't I go over to China and put a restaurant called United States? Sells hamburgers. It's a great idea.
Wouldn't be a
Because
bad.
McDonald's beat you to the punch.
Well, McDonald's also sells like sushi in their restaurants too over there, so
Yeah.
They'll sell whatever they can.
Yeah, it's fair.
they sell like seaweed wrapped burgers.
Actually, for once, I'm going to agree.
Natural Born Gamer said you're losing. I think he means losing. Losing customers by not knowing Gundam.
No, I think I'm just fine.
Dave's got us covered with that.
No, I think we'll be just fine.
I'll sit him down. I'll make him watch this. It'll be a good time. So.
Yeah, we're gonna strap Dave to a chair, and we're gonna open his eyes wide like this. And
We're
make
gonna
him
we're
watch.
gonna Clockwork Orange the whole way through that. Yeah, it's gonna be good times.
So I still don't understand what Gundam is, though.
No, I really don't either.
Yes, you do.
The only way I'm taking it as it's another form of Transformers.
Sure, we'll
And
go
that's
with
how
that.
we'll leave it.
You
we'll
can
leave it
kind
at
of
that.
say it like that, I guess.
It's a fake
but-
Voltron. That's how I see it.
It's a
The one
fake
Voltron.
U.S. version of Transformers.
Wait, what? It's Japanese.
Exactly. So Japanese made, the United States has Transformers, and Japanese then went out and created Gundam, which copies
I
the
almost don't
Transformers.
even think United States
Does-
made Transformers. You'd have
does
to check
someone want
that.
to tell Dan
I'm
that
pretty sure-
Transformers started in Japan?
Yeah, I was just about to
I
say, I'm
knew
pretty
it.
sure Transformers started in Japan.
Wow. Wow, Dan.
Just because Megan Fox, that dime, was in the first
Oh!
movie.
She's my favorite.
She was a hottie with a body.
Okay.
So somehow we got there from Play Live. I'm not quite sure how that happened.
Well,
So
either
are you
way,
gonna play Voltron on your next play live stream, or
Or
that's the
Gundam.
real Gundam?
either way, I'm glad we had this discussion about Gundam, so people could say that we discussed it once. Rather, we all agreed
And
on
we're
what
not
it.
losing customers now because we've talked about it.
Rather, we
have-
agree. Rather, we agree
is-
that it's even worth talking about. I don't really know, and I'm glad we did it where I got some clear definitions.
So we increased our knowledge. This was like a training module on Gundam, and now we won't be losing customers.
Even though I really still don't understand the concept.
I would still throw it in the trash if I ever came across a version of it.
But I am going to say I understand it a little bit, so I don't have to listen to Dave explain it to me either.
I know all about it.
Just
Just don't
Dave's gonna
tell him
watch
that you
this come in
equate
the
it with
next day and
Transformers
hit your
because
ear.
then he'll keep yelling at you.
So, for people who always want to know, we had our discussion of Gundam on the podcast.
And we'll never
And
discuss it
unfortunately, the
again.
biggest Gundam fan, Dave, isn't here.
If you want to
Well,
hear
maybe
about
he wasn't
Gundam
raising
from
curtains.
the nerd himself, you can ask him at the weekend Wednesdays, twitch.tv/DAM314 Wednesday nights. He would be more than happy to. We're done talking about it, I think.
Be careful what you sign up for as well when you ask that question.
Yeah. I might sit
Let
that
me
one
tell you a
out.
story, children. Get your pens and paper.
Do you have a Xbox controller over there?
Do you need both of them or
No, it's
just
just a
one?
blue one.
Oh, just because the screen went dim?
Mike!
Are we throwing on Gundam? Is that what's going
No,
on?
I'm doing my Call of Duty match against Dave. Oh, wait!
Oh,
Oh! Dave's not here!
Oh, that's right.
Wow.
Oh.
Oh, man.
After he shook your hand and everything.
Dave gave me the handshake. He was all for
It
it.
was
He had
firm.
He had to
Wow,
beg
Dave,
me to
wow.
do it.
There.
And here I am ready to play, and there's no Dave.
I think that's an L by default.
Classic Dave.
Yep.
Wow. Well, I
Yep.
guess that's why I'm the Call of Duty champion. People are just too scared to show up to play me. So it is what it is.
Wow, Dave, I'm disappointed.
So Dave just proved
Wow,
that
Dave.
I am and will forever be the Call of Duty champion here at the store. Stop it, Dan. Nope. It's unfortunate.
Actually, I'm pretty sure Dave shook your hand just so he could do this to you.
He shook
He's
my
right.
hand and then wouldn't let go. I had to demand that he let go of my hand. I said, let go. Let go. Dave, let go.
Nope, I'm enjoying
And
this.
here I am. I am ready to play. I have been ready all week. And even with my busy schedule, I was ready to show up, and Dave's not here.
Wow,
Wow.
Dave.
What a shame.
Wow.
Wow, 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 wow.
Well, now that we're all
How
depressed
many
that we
times
can't...
do you miss a podcast? How many times do you get?
Well, we have Boda to fill in today.
I guess, but like, I feel like Dave should be suspended almost.
The league will discuss it.
The
case-
All I know is when Dave shows back up here next week, there's no excuses. I was ready to play. I was ready to go. He wasn't
should
here.
have known it on
He
his
is
schedule
going
that
to
he wouldn't
sit
be here.
right there and he's going to accept defeat and he's going to say that I am the greatest Call of Duty player of all time.
You shouldn't say he should
That's
sit
a
right
bit-
here. You should tell him he should kneel over
He
there.
should kneel
He should kneel on camera.
and
And
first
then he
off
should take his camera off the stand
apologize
and bring it
that he
over and
wasn't
get a
here for the
nice
matchup.
resolution of Dave kneeling right in front of Dan, and then we take pictures and then we post it.
He should get on his knees and apologize for not showing up. And then as punishment, he should have to sit and listen to our Gundam conversation. Okay? And he's not allowed to say anything. And then after that, he must
Sounds like we're putting him in a hostage situation.
he must proclaim that I am the greatest Call of Duty player ever.
And if he doesn't show up next week, we'll know that he actually watched this.
He must
And then
also
he's suspended.
proclaim that Gundam is a poor man's version of Transformers as well.
And it's very bald.
No, I think forcing him to be like, so Dan came to the conclusion that Gundam is like Transformers. Say it. I don't want to say it. Say it.
I'd rather die.
I do kind of like that tagline. Dan came to the conclusion that Gundam is Transformers.
And he kneels, he says that, and then he says that Gundam is like Voltron.
Last week was the shit on Dave episode. This week is the dump salt all over Dave episode.
The
Poor Dave.
I feel like every week is make fun of Dave week.
No, Dave's had it pretty quiet for a couple weeks. Now he's taking a beating last week, and he's definitely taking a beating this week.
Hey, that's what happens when you don't show up. Gotta raise curtains. That'd be on your favorite podcast. I understand, man. I get it. It's cool.
Awesome.
Oh, well. So next time, unfortunately, when Dave throws out a challenge, we're all going to sit here and go,
Okay.
All right, Dave.
Baku would be disappointed. He did not even show up for challenge day.
Where are you?
You could not even protect your own father.
Glory to Anuman.
Really? He wasn't here to protect Gundam. We basically shit all over it and pissed all over it and threw it around and threw it right out of here.
The Jubari had its way with Gundam and kicked it
Leader
out.
of the Saratoga Theta tribe. And you couldn't even protect your own self.
Wow.
Yikes.
Oh, man.
Oh, well, I think we had enough bashing.
So wait,
of-
so are we saying that Dan is T'Challa then? Because that's not true.
On the what?
Oh my God.
I didn't hear what you said.
I said, are we saying that you're T'Challa? Because that's not
Oh.
true.
That could be if I had to. I'm more the Black Panther, though.
Dan, that is the Black Panther.
In the costume.
Whatever.
So you have a thing for cats?
Cut the scene. Cut the scene. That's like saying Superman and Clark Kent aren't the same people.
Are they? I think there's an argument out there you can say they're not the same person.
Boater, can you take your glasses off for a sec? Are you still Boater? All right, yeah.
I bet you there's someone that's put some kind of argument the two aren't related. I'm sure there's some freak out there that
What?
did that.
What are you talking about?
There's documented evidence that they're both the same people.
I'm not saying they're not the same person. I'm just saying they're probably...
Spoilers, when he died at Justice League, there were two graves.
I'm just saying, have you ever seen Dan and T'Challa in the same room together?
It's true, it's true.
Who's man?
Oh my God.
All right, let's take a break. Enough of that.
Please.
When we get back, we're going to talk a little bit about the Wilton Mall, and then we're going to move on to our giveaway at the end of the episode, and we shall be right back. And we're back, episode 14 of Behind the Counter, presented by Insane Games. We're live here in the Northway Plaza in Queensbury. Make sure you follow us on Facebook at Insane Games NY and Insane Games FL, and Behind the Counter is on Facebook as well at Behind the Counter. You can follow us on Twitch at Insane Video Games, Twitter at pod_BTC. You can also check out our photos on Instagram at Behind the Counter Pod, and make sure you also tune into YouTube at Behind the Counter for all of our full episodes release on Mondays. You can also watch our full episodes right here on Twitch. And there's one more I was going to plug. Oh, you're saying Jude's link.
Yep.
Yeah, I know you just said it, but
Yeah.
for the full episode too.
For the full episode, because we got pretty sidetracked on the last section, the link is in the description below. And you can go to tiltify.com/@boater, and that'll bring you there as well to be able to donate.
So our chat seems to think that they can get their own podcast shows.
Oh man.
Notorious.
Everyone has their own podcast now. Why not?
It works.
Yeah.
Cool. Make a big old network focused around
If
it.
you create the content that we just created with the Gundam, why not?
Why not? So this week was our first full week in our new location in the Wilton Mall, kind of home return back to home.
I'm coming home.
It's been a pretty good week. We've had a lot of returning customers coming through, a lot of traffic,
Nice.
a lot of transactions, which have been good.
Like,
We had a great weekend yesterday, but also a lot of trade-ins. We've had so many trade-ins down in Wilton. We had Mario Party 7 come in today. Pokemon XD came in. Game Boy Colors came in.
Oh, God.
Pokemon Gold and Silver came in. What's the game I sent you today? International Soccer.
International Soccer 2000 on the N64.
Believe it or not, is like between a $70 to $100 game, depending on where it sells.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So that was a little gem that came
Is
in.
David Beckham in that game?
You tell me. I've never played it.
I'll
At
check
that price, probably not a lot of people have, but a lot of people want to.
I don't know why it's so rare, but okay, I'll take it.
Because it probably wasn't published by EA, who turned out like 20 million copies.
It was made by Konami. I think that's why. A lot of Konami games have a good amount of value.
That makes sense.
Yeah, they hold on to value pretty well.
So, so it's been a pretty good week. Slowly getting the store back up to kind of what it looked like before. We still got some decorating to do. We had roughly maybe 50 pops come in today. Thanos. The big pop came in, the glow-in-the-dark one and the regular one. Pretty much an entire Guardians of the Galaxy collection came in. There's a pretty cool 2-pack with Groot and
And Rocket.
Rocket, yes. And
I am Groot.
and so that's the only. So Vin Diesel can pretty much say "I'm Groot" once, and he gets credit for every movie that he's in, and that's all he's got to say. I mean, does he say it a different way every time?
He says it a different way every time.
I mean, I haven't really seen all the movies too much.
They
to
do
know if it
motion
sounds the
capture
same.
with them too, right?
Yeah, they do.
Okay.
So like they're getting the
There's
facial
work there.
expression.
There's a lot of work.
They're just saying "I am Groot," and then
I
there's the
didn't- I
whole
didn't
like.
know. I've noticed the
it's
facial.
like the
Then again, I
am
haven't seen
Groot
the
when
full-
he's sassy teen Groot.
Don't
Yeah.
spoil it.
He is kind of funny. Why, you haven't seen it?
Nope.
Either one?
Oh, Are you saying Infinity War?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh no, I've seen both of
Yeah.
them. Oh, that I
I'm
love
talking
that. I thought you were talking
Guardians
about
of the Galaxy.
because Groot's a teenager in Infinity War, so that's why.
Well, also like the after credits one in
Right,
Galaxy
the
Volume.
second one.
Guardians Volume 2. So Quill comes in. He's hey, clean this up. What did I say? And it's like, I am Groot.
So let me confirm this real quick. At the first Guardians of the Galaxy, he's full grown, pretty much an adult. Dies somewhere, and then he regrows. Now he's going through the stages
He
again.
sacrifices
More or less, yeah.
himself.
Alright, so
Well,
he's a
sacrifice
kid,
himself,
and he's a
they replanted a
teenager.
bit,
Then,
yeah.
I get it. I get it. See, look at that.
Yep.
Dan got it.
It's not that hard because it's not Gundam that's so bald, you know?
No one really understands what Gundam is, so I'm not quite sure we still have a clear definition on it.
Hey, how about those pops traded in?
So it's not a.
So we got a bunch of Star Wars pops traded in.
How much for the Thanos pop? Jackson Rainwater wants to know.
I think like 45. This one's a glow. No, there's two kinds. This one's 45. The other one's 30. There's two identical looking pops. One's glow in the dark, and one's the regular one. The glow in the dark is 45, and the regular one's 30.
The glow in the dark one is probably one of those like retailer.
But it's the bigger.
exclusives,
It's the
too,
bigger
yeah.
pop. It's not the small. It's the bigger
Yeah.
size, giant size.
Gallagher
pop.
says, tell Dan it's like NASCAR. He may grasp it then.
Yeah, people piloting cars, basically.
Who's that little facial expression he's using?
It looks like Michael J. Fox.
Gundam is an Iron Man, whatever. But yes,
Dan's gonna hate us so much.
The store looks pretty nice with all the pops now, and I only got the bigger ones processed. All the other ones still have to go out. But and it's coming along down there. We're doing the trade bonus all week, which got a lot of trade-ins, so it's been good.
The chat's blowing up for that Thanos glow-in-the-dark pop.
I tell you right now, I will say this. I put it on, it's right on the front counter, both of them, when you walk in. And I literally got them at 4 o'clock, and I had 4 people look at them between 4 and 6 o'clock. They stopped and looked at that specific pop. And I was like,
Yeah.
Business Dan should bump it up a little bit in price.
Thanos is badass.
But with the pop community, you can't do that. Otherwise, you get spit torn around, and people never shop at your store
Name
again.
get dragged through the dirt
Yeah.
And we don't need that.
like Gundam.
I guess I don't know. Gundam is just like I don't really get it.
Stop. Riley, please stop.
Like, well, I guess I don't understand why someone came up with the idea of Gundam and then said, "Where are we
I
gonna
really hope
go?"
we don't lose any followers after this Gundam beating that it's like we're beating a dead horse.
Let me
right
ask
now.
you this:
That's the
what
South
was
Park.
created first? Was Transformers created before Gundam?
I think Gundam was first.
We've already gone over this. Gundam was
No, we
created-
went over it. But we didn't go over the timeline when all these came out. Is Transformers before Gundam? I'm asking real simple questions that a normal person would be asking. Did Transformers come out before or after Gundam?
Dave.
I think
That is the kind of
Transformers
question
came
you'd have
out
to ask him.
afterward. I want to say Transformers was mid 80s. Gundam might have been early 80s, late 70s. I'm not positive. Just knowing like the timelines of the anime and such around then.
Everybody, it's anime. Gallagher goes, it's Japanese, bro. That's all. Is there a point to any of their animes?
I can 100% back that up, and I am not going to give the series that I would normally use to do so because I don't want to be the target of Dan's ire.
So Gundam is anime.
Yes.
We said that already.
Right when I think I'm grasping it, it just goes for a whole nother around the corner.
It's a
turn.
cartoon, basically.
Hey!
It's a cartoon?
That's what
It's not even a real.
That's what anime is.
This
It's a
whole thing's a
cartoon.
cartoon?
Yes.
Wow.
And
wow.
a video game.
Dave, don't ever mention Gundam on this podcast again. A
I didn't
cartoon?
know that we were a comic store, too, now.
Transformers was originally a cartoon as well.
Well, now the movies came out and it's no longer
my
looked
God.
at as a cartoon. do you think of Transformers as a cartoon when you first think of Transformers? Do you think of the
Gundam was
cartoon?
79, Transformers
The first thing I think of is Shia LaBeouf.
Okay, but do you think of the cartoon?
I did watch the
The
cartoon
answer is
when I was a
no.
boy.
When you think of Transformers, do you think of the cartoon first or the movies?
the movie. But I'm
Okay.
also a millennial, so...
Well, there's a lot of people that are millennials, and they're still.
Say this
And they're
Vanilla
still.
folders?
An enemy?
And they still
An enemy?
watch Gundam. Whatever.
We might have to force you to watch an episode and take it in.
I've seen Dave play the PlayStation 4 version of it. I've seen enough.
You didn't like it?
Nope. Nope.
Okay.
How did we get back on this topic of Gundam?
Because
Tyler's
he keeps doing it.
Putting subtle messages about Gundam into your head.
I really am upset that Dave's not here, that's why. He should be suspended.
We were talking about pop trade-ins and all
So,
the
for customers
promotions
who
you got
don't-
I'm a
going.
narc.
So for customers who don't know, we do trade-ins on pop figures. Something we started doing last couple of months, and it's been going very well. And what's so unique is that for people who are pop collectors can come in, and we have a lot of the older ones that are either been vaulted, you can't find anymore. Because Hot Topic, FYE, Toys R Us games, they don't do trade-ins on them.
Yeah.
Do
So
they have Gundam pop figures?
Maybe.
Ignore him,
is
Maybe.
there-
please.
So, is there a starring character for Gundam or no?
Yes. Let's just say yes.
Is it all just random Gundams, or is there an actual starring person on Gundam?
There's a guy that
I don't know what's
drives
so
them,
funny.
yes.
I'm just asking reasonable questions.
It's that we can't leave this topic.
Who's the voice of the main Gundam character? Is it Yoshiyuki Tomino?
What?
All right.
Is there a starring character for Gundam?
Yes.
I assume so.
Yes. I don't know his name, or I don't watch
Well,
it.
he
But
can't be that big of a star if you don't know the name of him, Mike.
I don't watch it. If I did, I would be all on it probably. But
You know
I
what's
do
my
not.
favorite hit song? Gundam Style.
So, out of all the people watching on Twitch right now, can someone please identify the star of Gundam? Is there a
There are
main
many,
character?
many series. They would have
They change
different
it all the time.
protagonists
It's
through
not-
different
no, yeah,
series.
yeah.
It's an anime, Dan. There's no star. Comics aren't real.
Every show has a star.
Okay.
What were we talking about before?
Still
Trade-ins.
pops.
So say someone has a Gundam figure. Can they
Can we
trade
mute
that
him?
in?
No.
Let's go straight into the trash can. I
On
swear.
the other
So-
side.
What a shame. Dan's in control.
So, do these Gundams have
Gundam says
special
there's no star
powers?
of Gundam.
Does Gundams have personal powers? Like each one has? Do they have a different
They're
power?
machines, Dan.
So they don't
have different
wield any
functions.
powers.
They don't wield powers. They
They
do
giant
things.
guns and swords and stuff.
The things that
cool.
are built into them.
So they're basically an Iron Man.
Essentially.
as tall as a skyscraper. Yes.
But way bigger and It doesn't wrap around your body like that. There's a cockpit.
Yes, Iron Man, but the size of a skyscraper, Dan. That is what a Gundam
flight
is.
attendants in that cockpit too? Handing out beverages and snacks.
It's a one-man cockpit.
Oh.
God.
Wow.
Can I just get a time code?
Wow.
On this because I'm gonna.
I'm trying to move on from
No,
Gundam.
that's okay. I just need to
it
know
keeps
how to
getting
mark
brought
this.
up, and when it keeps getting brought up, I have more questions. And I don't
Perhaps we
think
should
they're
wait
unreasonable
for the nerd
questions.
then.
I asked the timeline of when they came out. I asked who the main character is in Gundam. I asked the wheel of special powers.
Let's just get it straight.
I asked for the definition of Gundam. As a guy who doesn't know Gundam, I'm asking pretty basic questions.
It's fair.
I don't think I'm.
They're the same
I don't
questions
think
you were
I'm
trying to
being
ask an hour ago.
unreasonable. I'm asking simple questions.
Being
This is
unreasonable.
what Dave gets when he's not here. He can't.
I mean,
defend
maybe if
himself.
Dave was here, we could
And
get some.
Gundam.
I think Boder's answered the questions well enough.
Yeah, Boder's been a good sidekick, I guess you could say, but
I'm trying.
He's trying his best.
how fast can we break down Boder right now? Just asking him.
All I know is
questions.
when I go home, I'm getting a stiff drink, and that's how this episode is going to be edited.
I'm gonna have a like a poop emoji over my face every time I talk.
That takes effort.
Okay,
Otherwise, I
fine.
might.
He's just gonna be blanked out.
I mean, people don't need to make fun of us. We're just simply asking. I don't know what Gundam is, so I've asked some pretty simple questions.
The timeline at the bottom is just going to have a section that says Gundam, and then another one that says Gundam Again.
So I'm
And then probably
guessing.
another one that says, I'm sorry, but it's still Gundam.
So I'm guessing Gundams can be destroyed in a battle, right?
Yes.
It says Lauren is the star of Gundam.
Lauren, okay? That's
Loran, not
Lauren,
like.
okay?
So Loran. Loran.
So Gundam, they can be destroyed in a battle.
Yes.
Yes.
See?
Just like
Otherwise
Any
there
more
would-
questions,
otherwise there would be
Dan?
no
Simple
If
questions.
you were invincible in one, there would be no stakes and no narrative interest.
I mean,
Who
I
did
get.
the Gundam character's face? That's my question.
I don't know.
Other ones.
Do they? I actually
Why-
have no
why would-
idea. I don't know
why
if it's
would they
Gundam on
unite
Gundam
and
or like
fight a
Gundam versus
higher
aliens
evil?
or nah. I have
Gundam
no
Civil
idea.
War.
Alright.
Ooh, that'd be.
All right. So what were we talking about before?
Pop trade-ins.
So pop traded, yeah. So we do trade-ins on all different pops. They can be any kind, from expensive to cheap ones to any certain kind of brand or anything. I think right now, if you came into our store, we have a lot of Guardians of the Galaxy. We have a lot of Star Wars. We have a lot of Workaholics. We have a lot of Park and Rec. We have a lot of Street Fighter. Actually,
some
Pac-Man now.
superheroes, too.
Mega Man ones, Tekken. These are some of the ones that we have
Look
multiple.
at those Batman ones up here. 4 different Batmans.
Yeah.
superhero
Batman's
ones.
This just in, Natural Born Gamer said they have Gundam pops.
Yikes.
Good to know.
Would you
So-
take those on trade, Dan, if they came in?
Probably. I probably wouldn't know what they were.
I would throw
So
them in
grow
the
up,
garbage
look,
Dan.
it's
to the customer.
So, dude, what?
What?
What did you say? I couldn't hear you.
I said I would take the Gundam pop figure and throw it directly into a garbage can, then light it on fire in front of the customer.
So,
Take it easy.
let me ask one more question. Does each
Okay.
Gundam have its own name?
I'm not
Like
sure.
So
R2.
what would be your Gundam name?
I think well, like in Pacific Rim, each of the different Jaegers has a different name. I think that each Gundam would be separately named, like old-time fighter planes each had their own name. I'm
By the
not
way,
positive.
this is what happens when Dave doesn't show up. We talk
Dave,
Gundam.
Or do you actually want to know what my name
What would be, Mike, if you had to be a Gundam, what would your name be?
M'Baku. And he'd have huge robotic muscles and a humongous.
I wish-
whenever
Back
you show up to the battle, everyone's
I
like,
wish,
what are you doing?
I wish Tom was here, because Tom can come up with names quickly. What would be your Gundam name? I mean, I don't know what are other
Don't put him on
Gundam
the
names.
spot
I
like
can't
that.
get
So
it.
you
even
don't
know.
name yourself.
What?
So you don't name yourself.
You earn a name.
But what would be your name? I know you have this well thought of.
Boder's thought about this since he was 12 years old. He's been waiting for this
I
moment.
told you I know nothing about
I've been waiting to
Gundam.
reveal this name forever.
I don't-
420. That would be my name.
I do not know. It would probably be named by someone else after something embarrassing that I did.
Okay, let's throw Gundam to the side.
Yes.
What's a cool name you come up for yourself for any other thing?
What?
Anything. It could be anything you've ever done. Like whatever.
No, this is a hard one.
Yeah, I mean, like I've like done movies where it's like, okay, cool. A Jedi character I played was Hollis Crow or something like that. It's like a character name. I haven't like written something where like, oh yeah, we have like a starship that's a cool name. I don't really have any like cool ship names in my back pocket
Wait, so
ready
you
to
could
go.
turn into an airplane, is what you're saying?
What?
Aren't you saying you're turning into a starship? I'm kind of confused right now.
Is that how Gundam works?
No, it's not. But it's like I don't have cool like ship names or Gundam names or mech names or anything like that. Just like stashed
I'll be
away
honest
for
with you.
future
Mike came
use.
up with my name for Destiny, and because we named them all after Wet, right? Some kind of version of Wet, and mine was Danny Raindrops, and I thought that was
Oh, there you go.
hilarious.
Yeah.
I couldn't stop laughing
Like,
every time I
that's,
saw it.
like if I was piloting a Gundam, it would probably be named by someone else after something silly like that, and I would be like, yeah, sure, why not?
Oh, here comes Danny Raindrops.
Hey, Danny Raindrops.
Mike, you've had a nickname for something?
Blind man what? I guess that's it.
Wow. I thought this would be a little bit of a...
When you didn't give us any time to discuss.
That's a cool idea.
Dan's bald man.
But
Wet.
I can't just
Bald man dry.
bring one out like that. Yeah.
Desert scalp.
I'm sure we can come up with a name for you, Mike, too. The size of that enormous head on your shoulders.
I was just saying, with the way this group acts, it would probably be an Oreo named robot.
You're the only head that...
It'd be Cookies and Cream 2.0.
You're the only one that has a head that weighs over 20 pounds.
We'll have to put that to the test, Dan. I bet our heads are pretty close.
I'm not even sure how you would weigh a head.
I can think of a way to weigh a head, but you're not getting
On a
it back
scale.
afterward.
You're using your neck to change the weight.
There's only one way to be safe. Shing!
So,
Hey, Mike's head was heavier. Shame he's not alive to figure it out.
so do Gundams die the same way as a person would die, or do they have to be destroyed a certain way?
Gundams are machines. I think they just take enough damage. And
It's like if you were to throw an Xbox 360 out of your window, the same
So if
kind
I
of
saw a
death.
Gundam and I pulled its battery out, they're done?
It just wouldn't cease to work.
This
Because it's a
isn't Buzz
machine.
Lightyear. You just pull a battery out.
My Gundam name is Mrs. Nesbit.
That wouldn't be bad.
Can we agree that Dave probably has a Gundam name? He definitely has one. He definitely
Oh
thought of
yeah.
one.
Oh yeah.
Do we have any?
314 69 420.
Do we have any names that we would call him for Gundam?
I'm not trying to offend
I
someone
would
that's
say-
not here.
Really? Because you're doing a good job of it.
I think Dave is definitely taking a beating today.
Hey, you don't show up. You don't. This is what happens. You're
I'm not
suspended.
coming next week after this.
I'll keep that in mind next time you're not here.
Okay. All right, yeah, so I think I went over all the cool stuff that's been traded in. Yeah, Wilton.
I think that got overshadowed by something though.
Yeah.
Talk about the atmosphere and anything new in the store.
That's
So, the mall atmosphere.
Oh, well,
Is it
it's great to be
poppin'?
back.
yeah.
Had a lot of people in the mall that have seen us before. Or
Yeah,
know
well,
us
a
and-
lot of people that like work in other stores around there that are glad to see you guys back, right?
Yeah, Dave's waving to everyone and yelling at everyone and
Classic.
Classic Dave.
But no, it's been a good week in the Wilton Mall, and looking forward to moving forward with that. Should we take a break, or should we just go right into the drawing?
I think.
Let's take a break.
Yeah, let's take a break. Let's play it safe. We'll take a break. When we come back, then.
Well, you heard it, fellas. We'll be right back. And we're back, episode 14 of Behind the Counter, presented by Insane Games.
Oh, it's getting repeated over and over again.
What?
For the channel, that's what kept going over and over again. It said it kept saying the Danny Raindrops thing.
Oh, we're back, Behind the Counter podcast, episode 14, Make sure you tune in to us next week for episode 15. And make sure you watch our full episode tomorrow on YouTube at Behind the Counter. Make sure you check out our Facebook page at Insane Games NY and Insane Games FL and at Behind the Counter for all our store promotions and news and what's going on during the week. You can tune into those. Also follow us on Twitch for Insane Video Games for the weekend Wednesday with Dave Mann. You can also tune into some various other videos we may run on. I think what is that called?
The St. Jude Play Live?
Yeah, do we show you when you're on? I think we have it to host you.
Okay.
I think so. Last time I knew it was.
All right, well, we'll check.
So make sure if you're watching our page, we will host Dave and Boda when they're doing their St. Jude Play fundraiser for the whole month of May. Also, make sure you check us out on Twitter for pod_BTC. Follow our pictures on Behind the Counter Pod on Instagram. And also a shout out to our Geek for All friends, Joe and Amy at Geek for All on Twitter and Geek for All YT. See, I did it again. See, why is that there? Geek for All, YT is Twitter, and Geek for All is YouTube. It's the way it's showing on my sheet. It's not a Dan mistake. It's still 5-star Dan. So we do have a winner pulled for the draft. Or not
Nice
the draft,
for our console
Are
giveaway.
they going into the army?
We do have a winner pulled for the free system. So just so you guys all know, we're gonna do this giveaway, and then I think should we do another one for the month of May?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Should we do another one?
Cool. That'd be cool. Trying to get
So
more
we'll do
people in.
another. We'll do another drawing June 1st.
Oh, they heard it here first.
Yeah.
June 1st, another drawing. So if you lose,
Except this time it's a game.
if you lose, there's a 1 out of 71 chance of losing or winning. So all your other turns, you can throw that into next month, and maybe you'll.
Previous winners excluded. Otherwise, stay
That's a good
followed
question.
here.
If someone wins this one, are they automatically
but you don't
allowed
get to win
the next
again.
one?
Nah.
You're out.
Wow.
I'd say we have some sort of exclusion
because
period.
they might make them want to leave.
But
They'll
I mean,
get
but really,
something.
no, but really, if
Well,
they
we have
win,
some sort of exclusion period.
well, no, if they win the Xbox
radio.
One,
Yeah.
they can still enter next month for a chance to win a PlayStation. Maybe they can get all three of their systems. I find that hard to
Wow.
believe.
Yeah, I mean, the odds, I guess, if they're a double winner, then I guess they're a
if
double
you-
winner. Shit.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. We'll post the official rules.
So who is it?
So should we have a drum roll? I thought it gave me. I thought it gave me 3 of them, and I could really call out the 2 that are the losers. Because I think sometimes you can do it where
Do like
all
a top
3 come
three.
in. I could say to 2 of them, "Here's how close you came to winning, but you didn't get it."
Nope, but we're looking at the winner.
So I am looking at it right now.
All
So
right.
the winner. Can I give the instructions? Can I give the instructions? I think the winner. What happens if they don't claim it?
They
give
give them a week or
We
something.
haven't really done all the logistics on this yet. So they have to reach out to any of
We're not a
our.
real podcast, but
Right. So they have to. So if you are the winner, you need to reach out to any one of our channels that we have been promoting, and obviously you got to have proof that you're the actual person.
or message us on Twitter. That's probably the best way.
Can you message on Twitch or no?
You can whisper.
I just message on Twitter.
Yeah, you can send a whisper on Twitch. So
So the actual
yeah.
account can do it on Twitch, so
Yeah.
we actually know it's the account.
Yeah.
Either way, you can email us, you can message us on Facebook, so on. I'm sure we'll have a way of figuring out if you're
stop
the real
in
person
store
or
and
not.
show us logged in on your how you're logged in on your phone, something like that.
So the winner, am I gonna get the drum roll?
Okay.
Jake Mitchell 82.
Congratulations.
Congratulations,
So I think
sir.
it's pretty clear that Jake Mitchell won the system of their choosing.
Yeah.
Either a podcast.
A podcast.
Or either
He wins
a
a whole podcast?
no, I screwed that up.
We're
Either
yours
a
now, Jake.
PlayStation 4, brand new, 500 gig, an Xbox One Slim, 500 gig, brand new, or a Nintendo Switch, brand new. So you have your choice. We'll give you the
Funny
week.
thing is, Jake Mitchell's not even on the chat and Twitch, so he's
What?
a fraud.
Well, that's
Shame. Well, there's only 11 out of the 72 that are on our thing, so
that's
we'll
a good
post it
number, so.
on
Next month, you have to be watching when we do it.
Maybe
though.
next one we'll make. Right
Yeah,
now, it's
but that's, we never said it, so
No, this is fine. So, Jake, go ahead. We're going to be posting these results onto Twitter, Facebook, etc. So if you're out there, then get in touch through however you can, and we'll get you that system.
And what we'll do is we'll also post it on Facebook too, so that people can know. We'll give the person a chance to.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not going to try to hope he's not watching and let it go. But again, if you're just tuning in now, Jake Mitchell is our winner of the system of their choosing, either an Xbox One, PlayStation 4, or a Nintendo Switch. And if you're just tuning in again, we also just announced a minute ago that we're going to do another drawing for the month of May. So on June 1st, or whatever podcast is around June 1st.
Yeah, first episode of June. Yeah.
We'll do that. First episode of June, Behind the Counter, we will do another drawing for the system of their choosing of a winner. But you are going to have to be watching next time. So it means if only 14 people are watching,
I say we'll just keep drawing until we get somebody that answers. So
well, unless it's me, I'm definitely claiming it.
Oh yeah, of course.
I can use the PlayStation 4.
If I win, you're buying me the system of my choice, boy.
Boater, anything in your disc tray? I think you probably went over that earlier with Saints Jude. But have you put anything that you're not broadcasting?
No, just the stuff that I've been doing there, City Skylines. I unfortunately got hooked on after the stream, so I've just been on that all the time.
Mike, I'm trying to read the chat and listen to you guys.
Yeah.
What are you talking about, Mike? What's your
disc tray?
Disc tray.
Yeah.
I have Dark Souls 3 in there. I downloaded it, but I haven't played it yet. So we'll have another talk about that after I get into it.
Nice.
Tyler, I'm guessing all you've been doing is Fortnite?
Yeah, I'm gonna go out and buy Gundam Versus though, give it a try, understand the game a little bit.
Wow.
Probably should.
Wow. Are there different?
I think it's best for business.
Is there different teams for Gundam? Like, is there a bad team and a good team? Like the X-Men have two teams.
Pretty sure it might be nationwide. They might have nations of people doing war.
What?
But this isn't.
I think it's red versus blue.
Well, which one is the good one?
Red
It's
seems
subjective.
evil.
It's whoever you think.
So there's no clear villains?
Who do you think is the villain?
I don't even know who a character is in Gundam, so I can't even begin to give you a name. So is there a main villain in Gundam, or is it just any random Joe walking around with a Gundam could be the villain?
Well, I don't think they're named Joe. I think they're named a little bit something.
Well, no. If a guy gets in the Gundam to function like a machine, there's possibility that there's a Joe inside running that machine.
Well,
I don't know, Dan.
think
That's a
Joe
fantastic
is a very
question.
common name
See,
in Japan.
here's the problem.
So
The problem is Dan's throwing out some pretty good questions on how Gundam works, and people are getting aggravated. There's a good chance that some random Joe is actually functioning a Gundam because the machines are based off of someone being on the inside running them. I'm only taking the information you guys are getting in front of me.
I'm not giving you any information. If anything, I'm giving you fake news. But I mean, I think it's red versus blue, honestly, and that's my.
Boater, is it
honest
red
opinion.
versus blue?
I have no idea.
Is there a yellow?
There's colors. Sometimes
So
they
it
shoot each
is a
other.
possibility there's colors.
Sure.
You can't confirm nor deny, but you think that there's possibly colors involved.
I imagine that Gundam Versus is kind of like a Street Fighter sort of thing.
I feel
where
like we're gonna
where
get
they
a giant
take
message
different-
on Facebook, just giving us all these questions that Dan has asked and just like answered, or Dave's just gonna
I
come
would
in and
love
like
to
kill
see
us
that.
all.
Before we close it out, you know what I had happen to me today?
What?
What, Dan?
I walked in this morning to a guy who bought $80 worth of PSP stuff yesterday, right? He comes in today, okay, claims it doesn't work. It did actually indeed work, and I showed him where it was indeed working. And he decided that he wanted to buy something else, and then turns around, uses the store credit to buy something else, and then goes on Facebook Marketplace and bumps it up $50 more than what he just bought it in the store for. So as I always
Where
go,
was it?
I'm always going through Facebook Marketplace looking, and I look at them, and for the fun of it, because you know what? I'll be honest with you, I don't like people who mark stuff up on Facebook Marketplace when it's cheaper in a store. It's ridiculous. It's not the whole point. That's not the point of Facebook Marketplace. But people can do what they want.
What was it?
It was a Wii system with 2 games. A Wii with Wii Play and Call of Duty, and. So I message him and I go, "Would you take that? I'll buy that for 110." He goes, "No, man, I gotta do 150." Dude, you just bought it from me in my store from $110. It's not even worth $150. Like, are you kidding me? Wow. Wow, people.
Everybody's trying to make a buck, dog.
I just
The way
don't
it
get it.
is.
That's not how
This-
Facebook Marketplace is supposed to work.
This is America. Everybody gets a shot.
Capitalism.
Put America first.
So, should we allow Dave next week to comment on the Gundam or no? I think we've had
I
enough.
almost think we had way
I think
more
if he
than
brings
He's
it
enough
up-
not even
talk.
going to be on the show next week.
I think if
He's
we-
suspended.
Indefinitely.
I
I can be Vince McMahon. You're suspended.
I think you give him like a 20-word limit.
I don't think we
to
do
respond.
that. I don't even think we do that. I think if he brings up Gundam, we say we had enough Gundam discussions last week, Dave, and that's it. It's been buried. It's been vaulted. We are no longer talking about
Sadly,
Gundam.
Like
we
the
are
poor
never,
old
ever
crossbow,
talking
we're
about
never
Gundam
going to
again.
do anything with it. Yep.
Can we get that Raider
done.
Nation sign off the wall? It's just embarrassing. And put what, a Buffalo Bills one, Nico? I don't
Wow.
like the Buffalo Bills. I just live there.
Flashback. Remember when the Bills shanked on 3 Super Bowls in a row?
Flashback.
Yeah.
Remember when Nico made the playoffs and didn't get any further in the playoffs in the Fantasy
that's right,
Football
I
League?
beat him. Oh, I beat you, Nico. Oh, the little guy.
Let's just make sure you make the playoffs this year, Chief, okay?
All I'm saying, Super Bowl champ, fantasy football. Let's go.
Boulder's like, Fantasy Football, I'm out of here.
Sports? We're talking about sports?
If,
That's what we're doing today.
if Gundam didn't get him out of here, Fantasy Football will.
Sorry, we got to talk about
I
triggered
will,
right now.
I will say, Boulder's been a very true sport in our
He's
discussion
been a
of Gundam.
good sport. Oh, we're not allowed to say that word. He's been a good gentleman.
Wait, we can't say what word? Sport?
The S word. We can't
That
say
was,
that.
that was the joke.
Oh,
It's forbidden. Border yells at us when we say that word.
I will
Only
say
in my head.
I would say Boulder's been a good sport dealing with the Gundam conversation and trying to break it down to some people who don't really understand Gundam.
And then I get to go
Or
home and
anything.
edit it all over again.
And then maybe there may be some hatred for Gundam here, but
Border messages us tonight and he goes, "Oh man, unfortunately that whole Gundam section didn't get recorded."
it's
Oh.
gone.
No, I think
I'm
that I
sorry.
think that
What a
no.
shame.
Here's what's gonna happen: is Dave's gonna call Boulder and go, Dave, Boulder, please, just edit that. Yeah, I can't have that. All my Gundam fans are gonna be all over me about this. I can't possibly have this. Delete it.
Dave?
Delete.
Dave, all I can say is you can defend Gundam's honor on the weekend Wednesday, but on behind the counter, it's done. It's dead. It's gone.
It's dead.
It's over.
As dead as Dan's hair.
And if I could think of another question about Gundam, I would ask it right now, but I can't.
Yep.
So is there origins for Gundam?
I've had enough of it. I've had enough of it even now. No more.
All right, we done?
We're done.
I've been done.
Stick a fork in it. It's done.
There we go. Jake Mitchell, you're the winner of the system of your choosing. Make sure you reach out to us. Another drawing for the month of May. Make sure you watch our full episode on YouTube, and we'll be back next week for episode 15 of Behind the Counter. Adios.